Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Broly here, back in another debate topic. Well, it's not another debate topic, just another video, but this is about a debate topic that I've been thinking a lot about, and even have some notes written down for it, but in my head at least. Now, before I get into, stating my opinions, let me just tell you a little about myself and how I game. I own two SCUF controllers, one Infinity 4PS and a SCUF Impact. Now the Impact has the 4 paddles, then what looks like an Xbox One or Xbox controller, what people say that looks like, and the Infinity 4PS is a normal DualShock 4 with just extra paddles on the back. That's how I had it customized anyway. The SCUF Impact is way better and more versatile. More versatile than the Infinity 4PS, mainly because you have 2 extra buttons more than the Infinity does. I've been playing with both these controllers. Well, I've had both these controllers and been using them for about 4 or 5 months each now. I've had my fair share of experience with them, and I know how they work. I know what my abilities and my capabilities are of using them. But I can say that I've never used a mouse or a keyboard on a PC game other besides a Flash game or any game that actually required actual precision and reaction, high requirements of reaction time that with a mouse and keyboard. So I can't really say anything of how easier or how better a mouse and keyboard is than a controller. I don't have experience. I can't say it. But just from looking at it, just of thinking about it, and looking at other people's experiences with using a mouse and a keyboard, they say it's so much it's way better control than a joystick. I mean, I look at gameplays of PC gamers that play this game, Battlefield 4, and they look like they have no recoil at all when they're shooting a fully automatic AK or CZ or Ace 23 or any gun for that matter. They have such great recoil control, and that just reduces their weapon spread when they're firing. And I feel that that's basically what you get out of a mouse and a keyboard on a console. Now, keep in mind, like I said earlier, excuse me, I'm sorry, I've never used a mouse and a keyboard that required great precision or reaction time on a PC or a console. That's just me. I just was always a console gamer. Never, got into PC gaming or thought it was too interesting more than a console. Probably because I've already had the console available to me, so I wouldn't even think about playing a PC. Anyways, people think that SCUF controllers are just or nearly as cheating as the MnK. MnK obviously is short for mouse and keyboard, but mouse and keyboard is nowhere, or SCUF controller is nowhere near the advantage of a SCUF controller. A SCUF controller is basically just a regular DualShock 4 controller with extra buttons placed on the back side of the controller. I'm sorry I keep yawning, guys. Please excuse me. Like I said, SCUF controller has extra buttons that mimic any of the actual legitimate buttons besides the L1 and R2 and the L2 and R1 buttons, or the L3 and the R3. The only buttons the SCUF controller actually mimics, without actually messing with any of the accessibility custom button layouts through the Sony accessibility menu, is the any of the D-pads, any of the square, X, triangle, circle buttons. That's it. You can't assign any of the triggers or the joysticks to go on to the paddles. So you literally have 8 extra button choices on the back of your controller out of 4 or 2 buttons. You can even you could even have 1 button if you choose to on the impact, because they're removable. People say that the scuff has like 0 latency feature, extra advantage, better precision. No. If you have a DualShock 4 you can buy, the scuff does provide the option to put in long thumbsticks, short thumbsticks, medium thumbsticks, domed or concave thumbsticks. But you can buy FPS freaks that extended thumbsticks that go on top of your controller thumbsticks of your regular DualShock 4 or any controller that you have that they make them for. So that's out of the picture. But is it still cheating compared to a DualShock 4? I think to an extent it is, because with a scuff I don't have to take my thumbs off the thumbsticks as much or at all than I would a DualShock 4. But keep in mind, the Sony on your PlayStation 4 has given you the option and the availability to actually change your buttons to any controller button that you like. So if you want your L3 swapped with your L3, you can do that. If you want your X swapped with one of your D-pad buttons, you can do that. It's up to you. The choices are endless with that feature. It's a great feature, by the way. But a mouse, you literally have all the keyboard buttons, and if you have a good gaming mouse, some of the mouses have tons of buttons on the mouse itself that you can add. You can change any of the buttons that you want to, and if you're saying that is not cheating, then you were so wrong. There's a reason why people bring this stuff to consoles, because they know people have regular controllers and they try to get the advantage over them. Same goes with the scuff, but scuff is still a controller. There's still joysticks, still 2 joysticks, still 4 trigger buttons, still 8 individual buttons on the front, the D-pad and the regular functional buttons, the X, square, triangle, circle. They're still the same as a normal DualShock 4. The only thing that you get is a choice of expendable thumbsticks and paddles on the back, and trigger stops and trigger extenders, and a little circle cover that goes over the D-pad. Those are all the options available for a scuff controller. Now, ask yourself, would you rather the largest joystick that you can control with your entire hand while still being able... I would love that. I would have 0 recoil. That's why you see PC players that play this game that use a FAMAS or a CZ or an AEK or an M16, any gun. It's like they're playing with no recoil, because they control it so damn well. That's the reason. And I agree. And I can... Now, I can kind of accept the argument that PC players that come to console because console has better games or better communities or whatever, better player bases on certain games, that they've been playing PC for years, that they prefer. That's what they're comfortable with. That's what they mostly use. So they're gonna go out. Buy an accessory thing to plug in their controller, their mouse and keyboard, and they're gonna think that they're the greatest players ever because they use a mouse and a keyboard on a console, and they just go out and slay a bunch of pub stars and some comp players that are limited to a DualShock 4. And they think that it's fair when it's not fair. If you agree to any of what I'm saying, please leave a comment below. If you do not agree, and if you disagree, actually leave a comment there too. Give me your opinion. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I hope I'm not alone on this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great night. Subscribe.